Welcome back to the third and final round of the WyOpen. Here we're at Pine Bluffs. Bringing this commentary to you is Big Mittens commentary.
That's right. Big Red, Jeff Harlan, and Connor Mitz here.
That's right.
Starting the third round here at Pine Bluffs. Nate Metzler sitting at 17 down. I'm sitting at 11 down. Tyler Liebman, another Fort Collins guys, at 10 down. And that's Justin Cournoyer, one behind Tyler at 9 down. He is a South Dakota native, actually. He's from Rapid City, making his way all the way down here to Cheyenne and Pine Bluffs for the tournament. So that was cool to see him out. Yeah, he's a really nice dude, too, so it was a really fun round with him. Hole A here is a par 3, 393 feet. It's really a big hyzer. That road and right plays OB the whole way. That road short is OB, so it's basically an island, and you're just trying to land it way up there. The wind was really pulling it right to left, too, so it was kind of fading in towards the basket. But there's Nate, and you can kind of see he got close to the road.
Oh, nasty Nate. Mm-hmm. Here you go, Big Mitt.
Yeah, that's that Color Glow PD2 I've got. Just trying to put it in the fairway on this one. It's really windy today, and that was well sawed off.
Yep.
But ended up way better than I thought. I thought I hit that tree early, and it ended up actually giving me maybe a look at 2.
Well, you know, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Old Slim.
Mm-hmm. Liebman's back, throwing probably that Ballista Pro again. And there goes that wind pushing it a little bit, but it still fell short. I was surprised how the wind wasn't pushing him as far left as I thought we were expecting to get. With how kind of steep right-left it was. It really wasn't pushing as far left as we thought. You saw Nate get a little close to the road here. Justin's trying to not make that same mistake, and I think he threw it just a little too flat. You can see he's got a great arm on him, and there goes that wind. And yeah, he is really close. He stayed safe.
Hey, that's safe as in.
Mm-hmm.
Slim with the upshot.
And that wind really took it out of his hand, and it went. There's a bit of a hill right behind the basket. And so he's probably 15, 20 out coming back into that headwind up the hill, which you can see was ripping pretty well. Almost took his hat, but that ended up pretty close, I think.
Nasty Nate.
Mm-hmm. Kind of giving it a run for 2, but
he
let the tailwind really get a hold of that and left it way short. So this is my birdie look from about, I'd say 40. It's just outside the circle. But yeah, with that massive tailwind and that hill behind it, I didn't really give it enough of a run. So this is Nate for his par. And
ouch.
Just that tailwind didn't commit and left it a little low. You can see the wind moving those trees, and those pine trees are pretty stiff out there. Oh, man, Slim.
Well.
Yeah, I was happy.
Smart play.
Yeah.
Smart play to drop that in there, bud.
Accidental layup works. That's Tyler for a bogey.
That's too bad.
Yeah, rough start for him and Nate. It's really windy. This doesn't feel like that hard of a hole, but with that hill behind it and the wind pushing it toward it, sometimes it can get a little bit testy. So Nate and Tyler both bogeyed that hole. Myself and Justin both 3'd it, and this is hole B. It's a par 3, 337 feet. So this is an interesting round at Pine Bluffs. We did 6 holes, A through F, before we started the regular 18 out here. And this one's a really interesting hole. That pink banded tree over there to the right is a Mando left. And here the rain started falling. And I tried to go through this really tiny gap up top. You'll see a couple other people, I think, try to take that same gap. And that hit way early. There's Justin. He's got a sidearm, but let it go early, and that's in an interesting spot.
Yeah, you could say that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Nasty Nate looking like he's wanting to go over the top of all that.
Yeah, that's almost the line here. There's not really a big line anywhere, and if you go way high, it gets a little clear, and the wind was pushing it that way.
Wow.
That is way up there.
And that's the basket you're going to?
That's the basket you're going to. It's a hard right turn.
Wow.
It's a really hard... It's basically 90 degrees right with the hill going up the whole way to the right. Tyler's trying the same line.
How these guys made it look like it was like effortless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got good shots off. And that's a pretty stiff headwind there, so you really didn't know exactly how much it was going to turn it over or hold it. And here I'm trying to throw a sidearm DD2 out, just hard to the right. And eventually I'll throw it. There we go. That came out way too clean. I just got it flat and turned my wrist over, and that is way out in the field. That is safe.
You were almost on the green, bud.
Yeah, that is safe. And I've got like maybe 160 feet, 150 feet coming back up that hill, but I have a tailwind this time.
That's a pretty peculiar spot.
Yeah, Justin's got an interesting lie. He's got to go sidearm again and just kind of flex it.
Yeah, but if you've ever played that spearfish course, and I've seen this guy run that course like it was nothing.
Yeah.
So that he's used to lies like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those South Dakota boys up there, they're no slouches for sure.
Yeah, he did get a little bit of a tree there, and that's a little bit of a tree there too.
Yeah, got some love.
Yeah, that really didn't help much. I was going to have a little closer of a putt, but that tailwind just didn't let it fade at all.
No. Welcome to Wyoming, bud.
And I think that was Tyler there running his 2, and that headwind caught it. This is, I think, Justin for a 3, and that's basically a good layup.
Yeah, you didn't have much there.
Yeah, this is my 4 look from Circle's Edge. And that's low.
Okie dokie.
So that'll be 5. Yeah, not a great start. This is Tyler with the yucca right behind him.
Looks comfy.
Mm-hmm. That was for 3. I think this was Nate's birdie luck. As you can see, the wind's still blowing up in the trees a little bit.
Yeah.
And just left it a little low. It's on such a steep hill. If the wind gets under it on a missed putt, it's gone.
Yeah.
You kind of saw what happened to Tyler's there. It went well down the hill, and he almost made the comeback putt, but it wasn't as easy as he would have liked.
And now.
So good 3 from Nate, since the rest of the card went bogey, and I got a double bogey.
Pretty big 5 there, Con.
Yeah, that is a big one. On to hole C. Maybe I can clean it up here. It's a little shorter, 242. It's an extremely tight gap onto an extremely guarded green. Nate chose an interesting play here, probably the smart play. He's going thumber.
No Mandos on this hole, huh?
There are no Mandos. And he got himself up there. He's actually in that tree right there. Yeah, there you go. But he's got like a 25-foot straddle, maybe.
Not too bad.
No.
Let's see what Justin's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little sidearm.
And that's a really tight gap, and he hit one of those kind of halfway down trees on the left.
Yeah. And these trees are very, very unforgiving.
Mm-hmm. And they're swaying in the breeze quite a bit. Tyler throws a better shot. He gets a good sidearm off, and that actually flexes around most of that jail in front of the basket and gets behind some trees behind the basket.
By the shrug, it looked like he was as surprised as we were.
Yeah, it snuck through a lot. This is an MD3 in that left-right wind, and the wind just took it and flipped it. And that's an early tree with I have to do a little patent pending stance here to get anything. And that's great, too.
Hey, you're out in the wide open, bud.
Yeah. Putting for 3 from about 85 out.
I'll give you 79.
Yeah. That's a decent upshot from Justin. He got up onto that second level where the basket is.
Oh, yeah, and for him, that's an
he'll have an easy enough shot. So, going straight up a hill here, trying to get through the gap, and just kind of let the wind bother me, and didn't commit to hitting that really tight gap. So I've got this for a 4. Through the gap, tried to hit it. Gave it a little run, but that's not going to work, and that's not cleaning anything up. Tyler just had nothing there. He had to lay
it was
up.
a smart play.
Yeah. Especially in this wind. There's no reason running anything
well,
like
the wind
that.
up there, you get in those canyons and valleys, and you got 40, 45 mile an hour breezes, you know?
Oh, we did this time. That's for sure. That's a good par from Justin. And Nate, it looks breezy. It is breezier than it looks here, just because, like I said, some of those pine trees are really stiff.
Yeah.
Especially if you try to have to, get under them.
And he goes in for the bird.
Nate's got the birdie. And that's a great putt in that headwind. I know he left it a little low, but...
Yeah. Nasty Nate, he is definitely playing for keeps.
He's getting 3 on me this hole.
Yep. Well.
Here's Tyler. And that's a scary tap in for a par, but he's got it.
Yeah, you can't cancel him out on those.
So, Nate with another good birdie. He'll put one more stroke between him and the rest of the field, or in some cases more than 1 stroke.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot of holes left. It's a 24-hole round.
24 holes.
Out in that weather, it was a wild time.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's anybody's game still.
So this is hole D. It's a really odd hole. You basically just have to drop it in on top of where the basket is. There's a couple of kind of small creek beds or small dry creek beds to the right going up that hill where there's fewer trees, and the basket's sitting in one of those 380 or so feet out and way up to the right. Justin's throwing a really wide sidearm here to try to get the catch on the wind. He just drifts well up toward the green. He's maybe 35 out. That's a great shot.
That's a beautiful shot.
If you don't have that sidearm, like Tyler doesn't seem to be confident right now. I've seen him throw good sidearms, but this is also a good play, trying to flex it out to the right and then get it to cut back into the wind and just kind of die toward the hill. But he turned that one over a lot, and that is across the road. The road is safe on this hole.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
but that is very far to the right of the basket. So I'm throwing a third run PD and just trying to do what Tyler did. I think he may have thrown a mid-range. So he gave me a nice wind read on that because I was considering doing the same. And that's a little bit better. The wind cut it down, and I don't know if Dale has the other shot, but I'm about 80 feet up the hill of the basket, just going straight down at it in a pretty big headwind. And Tyler's got that same headwind to deal with up here on top of the hill.
And that looks pretty windy when he's come over that top.
Oh yeah, that wind held it up so hard. And he actually got really lucky. He hit that tree, but he stayed in the tree, which is unfortunate. There's no 2-meter rule though. But if that tree wouldn't have grabbed it, the wind was taking it another 100 feet to the right.
Ooh. That's a tough thing on top of those bluffs.
So Nate threw this straight up, and it felt like a tailwind down where we were, but it was actually a headwind, and it blew him straight backwards and like left 80 feet. So I'm throwing upside down here, and the wind even still pushed that, but that's
it's a good play.
15 maybe.
Nasty Nate looking it down.
Looking for his par.
Yeah, he's setting it up for something.
Yeah, that's fine off that hill behind it. He'll be able to, I think, lay it in from there. That was Tyler's putt. He threw it upside down also. Justin's going right side up this time. And that tailwind just lifted it.
Yes, sir.
So this is a pretty hefty wind here, but should be easy enough cleanup.
And
the wind got underneath that. I threw it a little nose down to try to keep it out of the wind, and it just got underneath it. And
ouch!
I swear to God, when I let that go, it was in the center of the chains, and the wind killed it upside down. So that's another 5. Been a fun start.
Connor.
Yeah. Those look even shorter on camera.
Yes, they do.
Nate's got a bogey. Tyler should be. Look at that wind. He's doing his best. It's a good thing he's 6'4" or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's
he's got 8-foot-long arms. You'd be all right.
Justin should be able to just, yeah, there he goes. Tap it in safely. No chains necessary.
Yeah, no.
So that hole played a little tougher than the others. Justin has a really good 3. That was a great drive he had.
Yeah.
We waited a long time to see his second shot. But Nate with a 4 is still putting distance on the rest of us. Except Justin on the hole.
595-footer, huh?
595-foot par 4 out through the wide open field. Super windy.
Yeah.
I think we had basically a headwind on this hole, straight headwind. It was
sounds like a good time.
It was great. But yeah, it's just over the crest of that hill. There's a couple trees that are used as markers down there. And you want to be just behind them. And the basket's on the hill behind it. So a lot of potential for rollaways too. A lot of potential for wind to get under them. This is Nate. Trying to throw a bit of a hyzer flip. And everyone here is basically going with their most overstable disc. And almost every single drive got turned over.
That was a crush, man. With a headwind.
That was a huge shot. Forget what he threw. I know Tyler's trying to throw his Ballista Pro. And that got a little up in the air there, and it got turned hard. Still a huge shot.
Yeah.
He is well down the fairway. And this is the most overstable disc in my bag. It's that PD2 again. And I got it a little nose up as well. That'll be well out in the field, though. Yeah, there it is. Right among all the cactus.
Yep. Well, at least you got to look at the basket, though.
Yeah, I've got a big hyzer. I think I actually threw a grenade here. It was so windy, I didn't want the hyzer to get caught by it. So that's a grenade.
Yeah, that's just rolling right there towards the tail.
Oh, man. I was wondering what caught it. I thought it was all right, but that's a testy look at a 3. Justin's throwing a sidearm right over his bag here. That's a hard tailwind he's dealing with right there. Actually, no, that's a right-left wind where it's blowing.
Yeah.
And the wind just cut it down. I made sure I wasn't in Nate's way. I asked. So that's why I was kind of hesitant to throw the hyzers, because it gets caught, and he's 60 feet out down the hill to the right of the basket. He's got a clean look at putt, but he's well down the hill.
Slim just trimming his ways through the trees. That was a pretty nice shot.
Just got to get close from there. Throwing upside down again.
Another one.
Yeah, there were a lot of shots thrown upside down on the whole card, all around. That's good enough.
Yeah.
After the 2 5s, the 4 doesn't feel as bad. It's still not great, but that's Nate for his 3, and that is
And
in.
he canned it.
That was an amazing
Nasty Nate.
uphill in that wind. That was an awesome putt.
Yeah, you can never count that dude out. You know?
Justin got into one of those thick trees. I'm not sure what that is, but it is thick, and he couldn't get through it. That was me.
That's a bad break.
That just got blown out. It was a really good putt.
Yeah.
And just a little right. That's a really awkward stance. Tyler's just going to tap in a par. That's a bit of a wind. That's actually a good save from Justin. So Nate with a great birdie.
Great birdie.
That was an extremely impressive putt. We all gave him a little bit of a high five after that one.
Yeah,
that was
definitely
awesome to see.
All right, hole F. 420-foot par 3. Tell us
Last
about
of the
this.
normal holes. It's a little bit uphill. That road to the right is OB, and you'll see that come into play again on hole 1. It'll be OB right on that hole. Just try to throw it into that gap down there. Get yourself a look at a putt. The wind was really pushing him down and left.
Yeah, it looked like it was riding pretty rough out there.
Danger was it was a really strong right-left wind too. It was a little bit of a tail, but it was enough right-left that if you turned it over, it was going to hold and go out of bounds. So you really couldn't flex it up toward the basket like you wanted to. And all of us just kind of made the mistake of throwing it a little bit too high, sailing off to the left, which gives you a look, but it's not very close to the basket. And the wind still does kind of blow down through there, even though, it's a little less than some other places on the course. Here's Justin. I'm not sure what he's throwing here, but high-speed driver. You can see that wind just carry it.
Just lift it.
It's better than going OB right, but still not very satisfying. So
No.
Tyler was the only one that threw it a little bit low. And he ended up right. He's throwing a cut roll around because the basket's just off there and that coat to the right. And that roller didn't really agree with the wind there. I'm settled up behind this tree, and that's just trying to get up and down.
Now that's how you putt, Connor.
Exactly.
Just drop it in there.
Well, with how windy it was, too, I was super happy not to have to make a putt. Justin trying to give it a bid for birdie, and that was a good run.
So nasty Nate's got up his sleeve.
He's got kind of a look. It's a tough one. It's more of a throw than anything, but
Yeah.
that'll get him close. And there's Tyler. Probably circle's edge for his 3. Yeah, just that one got away from him a little bit. Nate'll tap in his 3, though.
Tap, tap, tappity tap, Connor. That's what you're going to have to do here.
It's a lot easier.
Yes, sir.
Par feels like a victory to me right now. It's hilarious.
Hey, Par's better than a double bogey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
We kept making jokes the whole round that it was par 4 all holes today.
Hey, nice.
And that wind.
Yeah, like I said before, welcome to Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a treat to see a bunch of Colorado boys up here and then one South Dakota. But South Dakota's used to the wind. You Colorado guys, I mean, you're spoiled down south.
Yeah, it feels like it sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we leave Wyoming and go to Colorado to play. To not play in the wind.
At least as much.
All right, off to hole number 1.
Speaking of the wind, this is a really fun hole. It's just a big hyzer, 460 or so feet, 470 or so feet down to a pocket to the left. Nate threw a felon here, and he threw it on a hyzer, and the wind is blowing so hard left to right, it actually pushed the disc to the right.
Ouch.
On the hyzer, and he went OB. So I'm throwing a Color Glow PD2. I actually aced this hole a while back with a Color Glow PD2.
Yeah, whatever.
But that's not today, and
yeah,
that's not in this kind of wind, and that got turned over.
Yeah.
And that's hovering over the OB for a second. You'll see the road come into play here in a minute. And that is right behind the tree that lies to the right of the other pin placement on this hole.
Yeah, if we were playing that one, you'd have a nice shot.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
but from there,
we are not.
For you, that's an easy 4, bud.
Easy 4. Justin's throwing a big hyzer, and it looks like he read the wind a little bit better this time, and that's more in the fairway than the rest of them so far. The basket's just behind that grove of trees. Here's Tyler. I think he's throwing an enforcer here.
It's so stable.
And that kind of did the same thing Nate's did. It got pushed by the wind a little bit and then knocked down. So this is Nate for his circle 3 shot. And he's got himself on the green.
Hey, 25, 30 out.
Mm-hmm. So I'm throwing an overstable mid on an anhyzer into the headwind here. Trying to get it over the line of trees, and that thing just stops.
Yeah.
And that's got me a tough 35-footer over a tree or 2. So I'm just throwing a forehand up. And the wind just killed it, and I think he might have ticked a tree too, but that was a tricky shot. Justin's got that left.
Just sit down.
And everyone's really just trying to lay up here.
Yeah.
He went maybe 25 down into the hole there.
That's still an open shot, though.
Yeah, there's nothing in the way. Tried to give that a little run, but ended up going maybe 10, 15 past. Here's Tyler. And gets a little bit of a roll, but it's not too bad.
Nasty Nate with a bogey.
That's a good save, though.
Yeah.
That's a tricky putt with
it is.
The wind coming down that hill. Justin's got this with the tailwind coming back uphill for his, I believe, 3. And just a little low. So this is to save his 4, and he's putting upside down with the Nova there.
Hey.
Taps it in upside down for a bogey. You get to walk up and try to tap in a 4 as well. Can't take any putts for granted in this wind.
No, sir.
That one at least stayed.
Pretty high there,
yeah,
Connor.
I know it was.
Gambling man you are today.
Yeah, that one didn't feel good, but it stayed in, so counts. Tyler got his bogey as well. So after going OB, Nate saves his bogey, and the rest of us just get ours cleanly.
The hard way.
Mm-hmm.
You threw all those shots.
Yeah, exactly. Just getting more practice throws in.
That's right.
Get what I paid for. But Nate's got 10 strokes on Justin right now. 16 down, going into hole 2. Par 3, 354. This one is another basically 90-degree turn. But this one's to the left. And so for most of us right-hand, backhand players playing open, it'll be a little bit easier than that last one. And Nate's got it down there. That's a scary putt, though, to run.
Yes, it is. That's a big hill on the backside of that there basket, bud.
Drops down, what do you think? Maybe 10 feet?
Ooh, yeah, probably more than that, Con.
Yeah.
I'd say probably, well, I mean, if you get the wrong edge, you're rolling down 100, 120 foot from the basket.
You can.
I've seen it done.
Yep.
I won't name any names, but it's the luckiest guy I've ever met.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly.
We won't name the name.
He knows who we're talking
Oh,
about.
he knows. Oh, he knows. Justin here, popping a little hyzer shot out there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, little kick, but hey, it's on the good side of the tree.
Mm-hmm. And that's what all of us are doing on this hole. With that wind, you have to just try to pop a driver on a hyzer out there.
Yeah, that wind's a tricky thing to deal with when you're up here.
Yeah. I know I threw my FD3. I think Tyler's throwing a Felon. We're all kind of going that speed 9 range. Because it's listed at 354,
you guys
but
got
it seems
some
a
good
little
power.
shorter.
That's a pretty good crush for old Slim.
Yeah, he got through all of it and ended up on the other side of that little bit of a hill.
Which is obvious. I bet that's not what he wanted, but still, he's all right.
Yeah. So from out here, Justin's just trying to lay up.
And
he kind of went off the end of that hill a little bit.
Yeah. You say, from that little landing point, 10, 15 foot down.
Yeah.
Like I said, if he was to go a little further and hit that edge and roll down the rest of the way, you're looking at a real rough shot.
Well, and even if you fall off the top, that's
and lucky.
A lucky little bounce.
Look at that.
But yeah, even if you fall off that top shelf where the basket is and you're down 20 feet from the basket, you're coming uphill 10 feet.
Yeah.
So it makes for a really tricky comeback putt.
Slim with a nice up shot.
Yeah, I think his disc sat right there. And Nate's just laying up here. But a little bit of a roll. Need to tap in a par. Happy to get out of there with a par. Justin's got this. He's got a little bit of a tree in his way, too. So he had to take a kind of awkward stance coming back uphill and couldn't quite connect.
Now, what's he putting with there, Connor?
Justin?
Yep.
Oh, I can't remember. I want to say Jake Haviar's, but I don't think that's right. I know Nate's putting with Mercy's. Sometimes he's putting with a Nova. No, that's I think, a Burst.
A Burst?
One of those Burst discs.
Shields?
From, Dynamic or something. Yeah. So Justin got his 4 there, and that puts Nate's lead over Justin and Tyler to 11. Going into hole 3, par 3, 240. This one is heavily uphill, and then takes a hard right. And we had a pretty stiff headwind, but we were shielded from it down here. The tree shielded a little bit of it, but once you get over the top of them, like you want to on this hole.
Game on, bud.
Oh, it pushes. And Nate threw a good thumber there. He's put himself 35 deep with a tailwind putt. He'll look at it. So I'm going MD3, blissfully unaware of how strong the wind actually is until about right now. And that is going deep and backwards and way downhill to the right.
That's not good.
No, that wasn't good. Tyler's going sidearm, trying to avoid doing the same thing, and because it doesn't cut into the wind as well as that thumber that Nate's throwing,
went a little deep.
It's kind of getting carried away, and Justin's trying that same backhand over the top, and is getting a very similar result.
Whoa!
Yeah, that headwind was...
Boy, howdy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, Justin and my drives both went backwards, I think, probably 70, 80 feet from where they went at their furthest point. It's pretty crazy. So he's throwing, trying to get up the hill, and hits, that tree.
Ouch.
And I'm trying to get back up the hill. This is an FD3, and I'm just throwing it way past, hoping it'll horseshoe backwards at it. And I ended up decently past it. I've got about what Nate has for his deuce left for my 3.
Ouch.
Here's Justin's 3rd. And that is another tree.
Oh, man. Tree magnet.
So, I believe that's Tyler. And he did get pushed backward quite a bit, but he's got his putt up there inside.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here's Justin again. Finding a good number of the trees out at Pine Bluffs. There's a heck of a lot of them if you get a little bit off the fairway, and even if you're on the fairway, there's still a bunch.
I know a lot of those trees, Connor.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
You gotten to know them personally?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost on a first-name basis.
Yeah. Me and that tree are about to get really comfortable with each other. I went well into it and have a tree putt for my 4 Nate. I don't know if he was laying up or not, but it wouldn't be the dumbest play to lay up. That's a lot of wind, and
yeah, a lot of wind.
Justin just has to lay up. There's Tyler. That's a good par.
Slim in for the par.
I gotta go wiggle my way into that tree. So this is for a bogey, and That one barely stayed in, but it stayed in.
In is good. In is
They
good.
say the scorecard doesn't take pictures, and Dale does, but that's all right.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, Nasty Nate was going to try to do some kind of freestyle putt. You see that? And then he
Backed out. It's a little too windy for that.
Yeah.
So Nate, relatively killing it at 1 down, as the rest of us are 5, 7, and 8 over for the round, or Nate's 1 over rather. So plenty of strokes on everyone. Hole 4, par 3, 204 feet.
This hole here sounds like it's an easy one by 204 feet, but it's not. It's not easy by any means.
You have to hit that little tiny gap off the top.
You got that branch right off the tee pad, and that thing right there is it's a nuisance, Connor. It's a nuisance.
Tree's the whole way right, so you have to cut it to the left, but then there's the hill left if you fade out, and you can go down it. And Nate got the end of those trees on the left side and has a really good look at birdie.
Yeah, that branch didn't seem to bother Slim at all. So I'd score right around it. Let's see what you do here. What do you do? Let me see. Don't ruin it.
Do you want to know what I throw?
No, I can see it's an MD3. That's a PMD3, right? That goes right into a tree.
That's a G-Star Gator.
Wow, dude. Totally threw me off.
And yep, right into a tree.
Yeah.
So
it's good, nice line. Proud of you.
Thanks.
Justin,
what do you do on this hole?
Usually I throw like a P2.
Okay.
You know, just let it float right on up there. I don't like having too many mistakes. So that's why I throw something real slow and easy.
There you go.
You know, that's the name of my game, bud. Slow and easy.
Oh, Justin.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Did a popular thing and hit a tree, and then got another popular thing and roll away on his upshot.
Never heard of both of those things happening at once up here.
Especially not in the same throw.
No.
There I am, and kind of flopped away into that tree there.
I kind of like hugging these trees today, Con.
Yeah, I've been in a few more than I'd want to be.
Getting up close and personal.
Tyler's got that for a 2, and that's a tricky lie.
Easy toss out for a drop-in platform.
Justin went a little farther down the hill than I did, and that's a really low ceiling the farther down that hill you get. I've got a little bit of a gap here, so I'm happy to at least have a look for my 3.
And you can.
There we go. That felt really good. Stop the bleeding just a little bit.
Maybe. We'll see. There's a lot of golf left.
Plenty of room to lose strokes on this course, especially in this wind, but Nate's not losing any on that hole. No. That's a good 2. Button upside down again.
Yeah,
He's
seems
got
to
that
work
one
for
in
him.
the basket. I got to take some advice from him. Tyler's tapping into par as well.
Nasty Nate with the lone birdie.
Nate with a good birdie. Justin got that unfortunate roll away, but
hey,
those happen on this course more often than I'd like to think about. On to hole 5. This is the first of 2 over the canyon holes. 255. Sweet. It's kind of fun. You can ace run it. There's a hill right behind it. You can see the basket just right in the middle of the screen. Nate threw a thumber and just hit some of those rocks low and is going to have a putt.
Okay, that's good
because way uphill.
You hit a little too early, you're going to be down about 80 foot underneath the basket. Maybe a little more.
That canyon gets deep very quickly. If you catch a wrong edge, it is gone sometimes.
Yeah. It's better just to ace run that thing. And
so Tyler's got a little cut by the wind. I'm trying to do what you're telling me to, is ace run that. That's actually in the tree about 15 right of the basket.
Hey.
So, no 2-meter rule. I'll take the lie.
Yes, you will. Justin lining up the sidearm.
Seems like a smart play. You can hang it out wide and let the wind push it, since there's that hill behind the basket.
Well, it looked like he hit right behind the basket, a little dust cloud there.
He did. We thought it was an ace run. There's a Nate.
Catch your foot in there, Nasty Nate.
Right. He's on a really interesting ledge there.
Yeah.
And just low on the face mask, and that.
Oh, and a rollaway
is rolling off.
Bye, Mr. Mercy.
Yeah, he didn't go down the hill as far as you might think he would have. There are a couple things, couple ledges, couple little branches and trees that'll stop it.
You're splashing the so-called ring, bud. Well, he won it last year,
Bloom champion, too, yeah.
And he won the Bloom this year. Jeez, this guy.
Yeah, that was a great A-tier win that he had earlier this year in a playoff, and he almost canned that for 3. That was an awesome run.
And that's why he's a pro, Con.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm an am.
Yeah, that's how I feel watching some of those guys on the Pro Tour. They're banging putts that I won't even run.
Yeah.
But I'll run that all day. That's 15 feet, and that's a birdie. Finally get something going here. Justin's got his birdie. I think he put that right side up this time.
Hey, one in a row, bud.
Mm-hmm. He did a lot of upside down putts. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty common thing to do in the wind.
Mm-hmm. Tyler's got a par there, and Nate will be tapping in a bogey.
Hey, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of different outcomes come down off there. Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
You and Justin walking away with a birdie.
Yeah, he had a great drive.
Yeah.
I got a little love off that tree, but he really almost put it in off the tee.
Hole 6.
This is the par 4.
56-footer, bud.
Mm-hmm.
And this one here is it's a fun hole. You know, you got your big pump to that opening right up there.
Mm-hmm.
But then that next shot, I mean, yeah, guys with these crushing arms, man, they can get almost there.
Yeah, it's
Then it's that second shot, Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if that basket's tucked back in that deep spot. It's a hard one.
Oh, yeah, and it's a true par 4 because you have to throw the first shot almost right where you want it, and then the second shot almost right where you want it to get your 3. And there's that road OB right. The hill drops off to the left if you get off the quote-unquote fairway deep.
Yep.
I put it kind of in that grass opening, which is where you want to be. Justin's got it about in that grass opening where you want to be.
Yeah, he's a little far right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's in the right spot. You know, if he's far enough to the right, he's got the gap between those two trees.
Yeah.
Then you got to look down to the basket. But, you know, where Slim is,
he got a little kick out.
Got a little love. And as tall as he is, he'll probably just stretch right out and throw something.
Well, the tricky part about the upshot on this hole, too, is about 200 feet short, it's basically a wall of trees. So going through the middle low isn't really a good option. You have to kind of drop a hyzer in on it, which we had a pretty strong right to left wind on this hole. So going over on the hyzer like Tyler's doing here had a tendency to do that.
And go far, far away.
And get caught and go a bit down the hill there. That's hole 7's tee pad, and he's maybe 50 feet down the hill of it, 30 feet down the hill of it. So I saw him do that, and I tried to keep this lower, and definitely kept it lower.
Yes, you did.
So that wall of trees I managed to get into, and there are gaps through that wall.
Yeah, there is, and you can still gather your 4 from there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean that's very powerful from where you're at.
Yeah.
And I know this because that's usually where I wind up. So,
yeah. It gives you a look. Justin did the same thing Tyler did and just carried off the ledge there as well. Nate. I'm not sure what he's throwing here. It's pretty...
Looks like he's a little flabbergasted. Almost got blown over by the breeze.
He's a jokester. He's fun to play with.
Yes,
Nate.
he is.
But it was that windy. So I'm throwing a grenade here. Just trying to go over the top of everything and give myself a look.
Kaboom! Looky there.
Yeah, I rolled away a little bit, but that's maybe 12, 15 left.
Easy 2-putt for you, Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Easy 2-putt.
Oh yeah, I have 5 from shorter today already.
Yes, you have.
And that's Nate Heiser upshot. He got himself into those trees a little bit left. Actually, I think he threw a grenade there. But
yeah, it looked more like a grenade, but I'm not trying to correct you, but I'm pretty sure it was.
I think it was.
Justin with a nice, easy helicopter shot, just dropping it right by the basket.
With the wind we had, that was incredible.
That was a beautiful shot.
That shows a lot of control. Tyler has to go for a tomahawk up.
Ouch.
He's kind of got a putt.
Wallow tree. Yeah. He could probably stretch out either way and have a clear shot.
See the rain start coming down. Happy to get that one as it's starting to get slippery.
Well, so you guys get to play in some good weather today.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll get your wish. This is Nate. Has a really, really low ceiling on that putt.
That didn't look too easy.
Tyler's a little farther away from the trunk of that tree than Nate was under, but they've got to go under the same branch here. But Tyler's got enough room, and he'll get it in.
Yeah, well, and it helps when his legs are 6 foot long apiece, you know, and he can stretch out quite a ways, so. He's got that advantage on a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's Justin with a good 4 from where he went on his second shot. And Nate will end up tapping in a bogey there. So Nate and Tyler both bogeyed. Justin and I both parred, and we'll make up a stroke there. But Nate still has 11 strokes on myself and Tyler at this point. So he's putting together a pretty decent round. And I believe that is the end of our first 12 for the final round of the WyOpen.
Yes, sir. We'll be back here after a little while.
Stay tuned.